Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's the last day of February. We're slowly reaching the season of spring, but because I'm in Jordan, I've been experiencing summer for the past several months, which is really nice because I needed to get away from the snow this year. But today I want to talk about Zakat, giving of Zakat, giving of charity, giving of your own personal financial resources to those in need, as well as removing calamity from your own self, your own spirit, and your own heart. It's a form of purification of the heart. So it's been said in Islam that if you are going through a hardship, or if you feel that, no matter what you're doing with your private connection to Allah, through prayer, du'as, listening to the Quran, reading the Quran, if you feel that that's not helping you, one of the ways of removing that calamity off of you would be to give to charity, giving of zakat. So I want to just remind that giving of charity can literally be you smiling at someone, or and lifting up their spirit, because smiling is contagious. So when you smile at someone, usually they smile at someone else. It's just how it is, So you don't have to necessarily give above your means. You don't want to give your life savings away, if you even have that. So it's important that you have that connection within your own self first, meaning you don't give yourself up. So for example, if you decide to be so completely selfless, where you don't have a roof over your head, or you have no food on the table, or you have no income coming in, how can you possibly give zakat, like finances, money, to somebody, okay, that needs it as well, or you feel that they need it, or they ask you for it, and whether you trust that they're actually being honest about it or not, you're not obligated, okay? Even though in Islam there is an obligation by the year to give zakat, charity, that is usually calculated based off the amount of money that you yourself make. You're supposed to give off a certain percentage, right? Personally, I don't like talking about this, because when you give charity, when you give zakat to yearly, a portion, it's concealed. You're not going around. Yeah, so personally, on my own behalf, yearly, what I do is I calculate a certain amount of money that I make, and I make sure I send it to Palestine. Because realistically, these are a group of people who are being wiped off this planet, and no one is really doing anything about it. And when we say wiped off this planet, this is a full throttle genocide of the women and children. These are people that need help wherever they can get help. Now, I'm not saying don't help out a friend or a family member, but personally, I feel that if I'm going to spend my money somewhere, I want to make sure that it's going to go somewhere where people need. So you can always give off a smile. You can always give, help. So, when I say help, it could be like maybe they need you physically around, or your time, but you don't want to give too much of something of yourself, where you start to resent it, okay? Because you have to understand that in Islam, and even if you're not Muslim, you need boundaries. Human beings need boundaries, because if we don't have boundaries in our personal life, in our friendships with strangers, if someone comes up to me and asks me for money, I'm not obligated to give it to them, because, for example, they could be more well off than me, as an example. But these are just examples. Do you get what I'm saying? Whether they have money or not, whether people have money or not, you're not obligated to give it to people who demand or expect something from you, whether it's your time, energy, or money. So having that boundary is important, again, like I said, because if you keep giving without any sense of boundary, it starts to build up resentment. And then the person starts looking around and they're like, hold on, I did all this for this other person. Not everybody's the same, but this is very strongly possible, and I see it happening a lot. And when I'm in need, they don't give back, or someone else doesn't come through and give back, or I feel like Allah's not giving me back, or Allah also teaches about structure, okay? Discipline, self-discipline, and discipline with your own resources, your own body, mind, and soul, and your own money, and how to make money. So for example, if you don't know how to earn a living, Allah will most likely make you go through poverty, take away your home, or put you in a situation where you are absolutely have no control with your money, resources, or home, so that you to pretty much understand how it all operates, how it all works, so that when you start from zero, minus zero, scratch from the beginning bottom, you start to build and you learn as you go up. And then when you start to build up that structure, whatever you earn, whatever you bring in, is then you give it out based off what you've learned in life, from your own personal experiences, through your own trauma, through your own hardships, through Allah guiding you the way. So the important step is not to give up your connection with Allah. That's it. Because that divine connection is going to renew you each step of the way of the calamity that you feel. Because recently, and the past several months, I keep getting people asking me this question, or they're telling me, they're not even, some of them don't ask, they just tell me no matter what I'm doing. Right, so, you know, and very similar situations where they're telling me, you know, no matter how much they pray, listen to du'as, read the Quran, listen to the adhan, sometimes it's just to agitate them, or they have to close the book, or there's like heavy breathing because of the resentment of years of giving, or feeling that they're not even good enough, or, you know, so in these cases, scenario, or they feel jealous of other people because, you know, they feel that, okay, why is it that this person is experiencing less of this, or Allah is giving them more, I feel I'm not being granted, you know. Look, everyone's situation is different. Hence why I always say, just please try not to judge other people's lives, because you don't know what they've experienced in their life. Personally, people look at me and they think I'm wealthy. So this goes back to the topic about having the Quran translated in Armenian and send it in big bulks to Armenia, because that would have been a zakat on my behalf. Like I said, there's some people out there who believe I'm financially wealthy. It's none of their business, but they also don't know and understand whether I am financially wealthy or not. It's important that you look at someone in a mindset of what has happened in this person's life that this person has been able to do this or not do this, or if this person has something that I want or that I need, what do I do in my own personal life so that I can have the self-discipline, inner knowledge, inner knowing on how to go about my way, how I can go about doing this similarly, but in my own way. So even if a woman is financially wealthy, emotionally wealthy, spiritually wealthy, or not, she's not obligated, whether she's your wife or not, family member or not, to structure your life, discipline you, turn you into a man or a woman in terms of how to get you up every single day. I mean, unless this is your psychologist or therapist and you're literally paying this person, or in some way or fashion, if it's not financially paying, in another way, because everything in life is based off an exchange. This person is not obligated to teach you discipline. You have to teach yourself discipline on how to make your life better. So they also don't understand that I've also been homeless several times. I've also had no food. I've also gone through wars. I've also gone through earthquakes where no one was. Yeah, no physical human being was there. So you also have to understand that Allah grants a woman, in my case scenario, a lot of self-discipline when she experiences things like this. Do you understand? So if you have as an example, if you have a dream to become a millionaire, you usually need to and know how to deal with finances and make sure you never lose it. And you want to be able to give freely to whoever you wish. Because remember, you're not obligated to give zakat to everyone. There is a yearly obligation to where you see fit. But if you want to be a millionaire and know where everything is going, it's usually said that you need to experience poverty to really know the structure of money. What I'm trying to say is, if you don't have self-discipline, as an example, unless you're born into wealth and you're generating wealth on its own or through other people, and it's not your own or under your own hands, unless that, you really truly have to understand how money works, okay? You have to have discipline in everything in life if you don't want to lose it. Everything has a portion, everything has a structure in life, okay? So going back to the whole Quran, exciting. So I had talked about in one of my videos that, you know, somebody was willing to give me 3,000 dinars. I kindly declined the offer. But this is still in the works, but it's going to be going through someone else's hands. Okay, alhamdulillah, beautiful. So there's going to be a small handful of people. Yeah, so it's going to be in a small group of people's hands, which is probably better because I have a lot of stuff going on. I'm not saying I won't be a part of it, but it's best they deal with it because there's a lot of factors involved in this. It's going to go through linguists. It's going to go through certain communities. It's going to take years. And realistically, I'm going to be in and out of the country anyways. So yeah, when I go back to Armenia, guys, it's me more than 6 months working again 40, 50, 60 hours a week. I'm gonna have to go back to that, where I probably have to go see a massage therapist or a physiotherapist twice a week, because for years me working on the computer at home, it causes stress on my body. Okay, like I said, if I don't work, no one's gonna take care of me. Okay. Another way of removing calamity is to stop backbiting other people, hanging around them, talking behind their back, judging other people, criticizing other people, envying other people. Start focusing on your own deen, start focusing on your own iman, start focusing on your own life. Look at everything you feel that is a lack and work on filling it. No one is going to come save your day. No one is going to save your life. And if that did happen, if someone comes in and starts helping you financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever, gratitude, humility is very important to keep that going. You need it. Life is all about balance. Everything is about balance. Keep the balance.